Hello and welcome back to this channel. I'm Ruth and we're here again in nature. It's shining, so I'm just thanking God again for this wonderful weather where I can come out and not even need a coat. So in everything, just give thanks, whether it be big or small, give thanks. So today's lesson is about never giving up. And I just want to share with you a lady's experience. She was a long distance swimmer and her name was Diane, and I may be looking down because I want to make sure that I'm getting this story right. So in 1978, Diane made her first attempt, and this attempt was actually to swim from Cuba to Florida, and this is actually a very long swim. So this is 110 miles or 180 kilometers. So you can see that, friends, even though she set herself such a big goal, but she was determined. She had this goal in her heart and she wanted to persevere. So the first attempt, she was 29 years old and it was 1798. But what happens is that this first attempt, she doesn't do it successfully and she has to go back, and it's just like a sad experience, I guess, because you have this dream in your heart, but then at first you don't succeed. And also an interesting thing about Diane is that she goes, her first attempt, she goes without a cage. She goes without a cage that would protect her from, sharks and things like that. So what happens is that even this swim, even though it's a long swim, it's also dangerous because, there's jellyfishes, there's sharks, there's just so much that can happen in the water. So Diane, she's not going by herself, but she also has a team of experts. So what happens is that, Diane still has this big dream in her heart. But what is so funny is that she, at the age of 62, she now plans to make her second attempt. So this is in the year 2011. So this second attempt, Diane is swimming, she's swimming, but what happens is she has to stop the race. She experiences asthma, she experiences shoulder pain, and she has to stop now. So again, this is her second attempt. First time she was 29, second time she was 62 years old. So even that story in itself shows that it's never too late to pursue, what you believe God has called you to do. And third attempt, this is again in at the age of 62, she goes again without a shark's cage, but this time she has a jellyfish protection. She's protected by the jellyfishes. But what happens again, she doesn't make it. She swims and she has to stop because there are so many dangers going on. So now her fourth attempt is in the year 2012, and she is now 63 years old. But what happens? Does she make it this time? No, she doesn't make it this time. There's two storms and she gets 9 stings by jellyfishes, so she has to stop. But what happens about this swim that is not like her other swims is that Diane swims longer than she's ever swam in her whole time of trying to get from Cuba to Florida. So this is an experience to show us that never to give up. But again, Diane, she's in her 60s, friends. She's in her 60s and she's still persevering. She's still trying to get that dream that has been purposed in her heart for her to swim from Cuba to Florida, which is 180 kilometers. So again, she goes on. 34 years later, she's now 64 years old, and this is her 5th attempt. First attempt, she doesn't make it. Second attempt, third, fourth, she doesn't make it. There's obstacles, there's so much dangers, and as she's swimming, she has to swim in the dark when it's dark, because if you have any light, it does attract the jellyfishes. So friends, 5th attempt, does she make it? Yes, she does make it. This is her 5th attempt. She swims 110 miles, and this takes her 53 hours. And this experience, was just showing how it's not about the end, it's about the journey. And it just reminds me about the Christian walk, that there's trials, there's tribulations, but we have to persevere. We have to never give up on our first love, never give up on Christ, persevere on this walk of faith. And on that note, I want us to read Philippians chapter 3, verses 14, and it says, "I press towards the mark for the prize of the high calling of God in Christ Jesus." So we see that Paul is saying that he has to persevere, he has to press towards the high calling of God in Christ Jesus. So also I want to read a quote which is taken from Youth Instructor, January 30th, 1884, paragraph 4, and it says, When you make up your mind on which your heart is set, you do not give up for difficulties, but try again and try again. Put the same energy and determination to succeed into the service of Christ, and you will not fail of a reward. So have a blessed day. Also remember, never give up on your first love, which is, the love of Jesus Christ, which is the written word. Hold on and persevere. There's so much trials that happen. People may say, give up on your faith, do this, do that. There may be persecution around us, but keep your eyes upon the cross. Keep your eyes upon Jesus, and you will not fail of a reward. When Jesus comes, you'll be, so happy to see Jesus coming. And so just hold on to the faith. Have a blessed day. See you later. Shalom, and see you in the next video.